What is going on, everyone? My name is Mewtwo Fan Nate, and welcome to my team builder for week number 4 of Season 2 for the P4G. I am going up against Lynx Forte of the Anaheim Farfetch'd. I hope I'm saying that right. If not, I do apologize. Of course, as always, I am your coach of the New York Noibats, and if you guys don't know how I like to do these team builders, I like to first, throw up the mons that I have drafted for the season so you guys can see them right on there. So you guys know that I have like the Typhlosion, Licky, Crobat, Mesprit, Raikou, Hariyama, Blastoise, Tapu Bulu, Mega Scizor, Piloswine, and Hydreigon. My opponent, he has drafted Celesteela, Sylveon, Goodra, which is a disgusting core, by the way, Mega Glalie, Nidoking, Dhelmise, Blaziken, Keldeo, Electivire, Lycanroc, Midnight, and Kecleon. So the next thing I like to talk about is usually like team matchups. So as far as his team versus me, his team is fairly slow. Like the fastest thing on his team is indeed the Keldeo. So base 108 speed is the fastest thing, and I do have things outspeed that, such as the Crobat, and I have Raikou. So I mean, I can kind of deal with that. So he has hazard setters with Glalie, Lycanroc, and Nidoking. I don't know if he's going to be running a hazard setting Nidoking against me. I don't know if he would bring the Glalie as a hazard setter. I think if he does bring Mega Glalie, it would have to be some sort of maybe Freeze Drive for Blastoise, Return, then Hidden Power Fire for the Mega Scizor, and then Ice Shard for hitting priority with Crobat and Hydreigon and things like that. So if he brings that, then that's probably what he'll be bringing, and I think that has a it really does put a lot of hurt on my team. Just the little chip damage from Ice Shard late game could really hurt, especially if he does bring some hazards and things like that whittle down my team. Ice Shard could just easily get good damage on the Crobat, good damage on Hydreigon, good damage on Tapu Bulu. So that's definitely something I'm gonna have to watch out for. His only hazard removal is Dhelmise, and I don't think it's coming against me. I just feel like too many things on my team beat it. Although it can be a threat potentially with the what is it, Steel Worker, I think its ability is, and it has maybe something for Tapu Bulu, what is it, that Anchor Shot move or whatever. That could definitely do a good amount of damage. It does resist grass, although it doesn't really want to take a hit, unless it's Assault Vest, so it's not going to want to take Fire Blast from Hydreigon or Dark Pulses from Hydreigon. So I mean, it's not really the best matchup, I would say. I got different things that can basically hit it for super effective damage. I can hit it for super effective damage with I think everything on my team. So I don't think he brings that. The next thing I wrote down was his entire team really hurts Tapu Bulu. It really does suck too. I feel his entire team just is oh no, I'm gonna bring Sap Sip or Goodra. Can't spam Wood Hammer or Horn Leech anymore. He has Celesteela, so I can't really hit it for super effective damage. I can run Stone Edge or something, but it knocks me out with Heavy Slam, so can't really do anything with that. He has Mega Glalie, which just is faster than me, and it'll outspeed, hit me with Return, and do a butt ton of damage to me. And then he has the Nidoking, he has Blaziken. He's most likely going to be bringing Keldeo with Hidden Power Poison, because that would be my only real switch in to the Keldeo. The Electivire is faster than me. It can go for things like Fire Blast or Fire Punch, Ice Punch, things like that. So I just don't have a good matchup with Tapu Bulu. So you guys can see that I'm not bringing it because it just doesn't have the matchup. Celesteela, if he runs a sub Leech Seed set, then I might have trouble breaking that. Especially if he's got a lot of speed on him. So it's you know, we'll have to see what he does with it. Hopefully he doesn't bring like a Subseed set with like Protect, because if I'm like going for like I don't know, like a setup with like, let's say I just go like I want to set up like Stealth Rocks or something, and then he like goes for like a sub, then it's like I'm gonna be like, oh man, that is gonna be horrible to break down, because I'm gonna have to like Volt Switch around and then see if he goes for like EQ or something on like my Raikou, so I'm not gonna be in a good position. Now Keldeo is going to be an issue because I only have one check to it on my team, and that is Mesprit. Like, Mesprit is going to be the only thing that wants to take a hit from the Keldeo. Like, I have you'll see its EV spread and item and stuff in a bit, but it's literally like just the only thing. I can check it offensively to an extent with Raikou, but I can't really switch into it the way Mesprit can. So I'm gonna be, you know, having an issue with that. So now we're gonna start talking about my team versus his team. Now I was watching like his team builders and things like that, and I noticed that he does do speed creeping. Like, you know, even like when he was playing against John, he was like, I'm gonna bring a Choice Scarf Sylveon with this amount of speed, just enough to outspeed a Menxiao that's like max speed. And I was like, okay, so this guy is good. You know, he does his speed creeps. He doesn't do like simple 252, 252 like EV spreads. He likes to run complex EVs. So that means that I can then take advantage of that, and from there basically make my EV spreads go and help me against him. Now I have an extra 4 set of EVs here, and I don't remember where I put them. I don't know where they're supposed to go. I think yeah, okay, never mind. I changed that last second. I did change this last second. Originally I did have Aura Sphere over Hidden Power Electric, but the Water Spout at full health does slightly less than Hidden Power Electric, so I put Hidden Power Electric on to hit the Keldeo. So that was something that I did, so you guys will see like 4 extra EVs, I think. But anyway, so this set right here is awesome. Now, what I was saying before, how I'm going to take advantage of his like speed creeping, if he does bring the Nidoking, which he most likely will, I have a Tapu Bulu, which checks it very well offensively, meaning because he's faster, and he could just, you know, go with like Sludge Wave or whatever and hit me like pretty hard. So I was thinking, you know, nobody ever really speed creeps a Blastoise. Like, Blastoise is usually ran as a defensive mon. There's no really need for you to like, you know, speed creep it. So Blastoise is base 78 speed, Tapu Bulu's base 75. So what I did here was I speed creeped his Nidoking, speed creeping my Tapu Bulu, because I don't think he would speed creep the Nidoking. I mean the Blastoise, sorry. So Water Spout destroys this thing's life. Scald Okos as well. And Water Spout just does a massive amount to his entire team. Like, nothing really likes taking it. I mean, he has some things that can take it. Like, Goodra can switch in on it pretty well. But, I mean, if things go according to plan, I do have other ways to take out Goodra. Like I have, like, Ice Stab on the Piloswine. I have Dragon Stab on the Hydreigon, and Bullet Punch, you know, for priority. I have, like, Ice Punch on the Mesprit. So I have other ways of hitting the Goodra, so I'm not, like, this is not going to be my way of taking down Goodra, because no one really uses, like, especially, I don't know, like, unless you're, like, I don't know, like a Primarina firing off like Specs Moonblast or something. Like, that's not like no one usually takes down Goodras, like, especially, like, you know, they usually like to hit him on the physical side, you know, does more damage. So this is not my way of taking down Goodra. So I mean, if his Celesteela is not like especially defensive and it's like more offensive, like let's just say it's like max HP, like max attack or something, like after rocks, this thing can like 2 KO it from like full health. So if he like, so it's definitely not a switch in. Like, the one thing that would want to switch in on this would be the Sylveon. So I think if I can get some prior damage on the Sylveon, I could probably knock it out, depending on its investment. I don't know if he would bring Sylveon or not, because I did have 2 mock battles with this team before, before I'm battling Lynx, and they both did not bring Sylveon. So if he does not bring Sylveon, then this will put in a lot of work, and if not, hopefully we can get some chip damage on that thing to the point where this can just kind of clean up, late game. So I mean, the EVs on this were, like I said before, were just to outspeed the Nidoking speed creeping attack with Bulu, and this really just puts in a lot of work. Like I said, he has Blaziken, things like that. Just nothing really wants to take this hit. So the next mon that I have here is part of the I like to call it a 1-2 punch, 3-punch combo. Basically, this is some heat right here. I'm bringing a whole bunch of memes, and if you guys didn't know, Lynx is a really good friend of mine. Lynx is, like, really cool guy. I don't remember where I had... Why does it say I have, like, a remaining 104? This is supposed to be, like, yeah, 212. Okay, that's what that's supposed to be. So, for example, let's say he does bring Sylveon, right? I'm going to bring this thing in on it, and I can live a Hidden Power Fire. And I'm like, okay, so he's probably going to switch out, right? So what I do is I set up an agility as he probably goes into something like Celesteela, because that's what can I do to a Celesteela as a Scizor, right? So what I do is I agility up on his switch, right? And then I click Baton Pass, and then I go into Hydreigon, and then Hydreigon, you guys will see in a minute, has a lot of owl moves for his team. So then I just have, like, Bullet Punch and then, like, Defog, just in case he wants to, like, try to hazard stack me with, like, Toxic Spikes and things like that with his Nidoking. Just in case, because I don't want that extra damage. So I have Defog, Bullet Punch for priority. I almost ran Aerial Ace against this just because I know that the the Keldeo might be an issue, because Bullet Punch is, like, resisted. So I considered it, but I was like, oh man, I just don't want to have nothing for the Sylveon if it comes, so I need to have Bullet Punch on there. Even though it's, like, not invested, it's still a scary mon. Like, no one wants to, like, try to 1v1, Sylveon versus Scizor. Like, you just don't want that matchup. So pretty much this that's, like, the plan. So now you guys will see the Hydreigon here. Now this, I did change last minute, because he did not, my 2 mock battles did not, have, Sylveon in them. I was like, alright, probably won't bring Sylveon. I'm gonna just hope that their preps were accurate to what I thought, to what I think he's gonna bring. So, pretty much, the plan was, like I said, agility pass into Hydreigon against the Celesteela. Celesteela cannot really kill me unless he's, like, maybe, like, modest max special attack, or, like, bandit or something like that, or, like, specs, one of those kind of things. Probably can't 2-hit KO me. I do have a lot of HP investment. So pretty much this set right here is to go for workup, and then I can 2-hit KO the Celesteela with the Fire Blast, or I can just, like, absolutely obliterate it at +1 with a Fire Blast Fire EMZ. I did originally have the Steel EMZ with Iron Tail, because after a workup that did kill the Sylveon. So that was the plan with that. Outrage physical hurts the Goodra a lot more than a, like, Specs Draco Meteor, if he's like a Solfest or something like that. So I had to run physical because it just had it had a better matchup. So hopefully this combo right here, puts in the work. So now the next mon I have right here is a Raikou, which is speed creeping his Keldeo, speed creeping my Typhlosion. So Typhlosion does have a decent matchup against him, I would say. Like, he does have, like, the Celesteela, he has a Mega Glalie, and then he has, like, other mons that are slower than it, and that we still get, like, coverage for. like Electivire. We can just, it just does not want to take like an Eruption, you know, things like that. We have like Focus Blast for like the Lycanroc and things like, you know, so it's like we have options. So I feel like he should speed creep for it. You know, if he's a good player, he'll speed creep it, because you don't need to run max speed Keldeo. And Lynx, we know that he's a good player. He does the speed creeping. So this should, in theory, put in the work this set right here. So I have enough speed, like I said, to outspeed him speed creeping my my thingy. And pretty much his Electivire is probably gonna switch in, or the Nidoking, trying to block like electric type moves. If he brings the Electivire, I am going to be very scared, very terrified, because if I give it like a boost, like a speed boost, it's over for me. It's over, because he just outspeeds literally like so many things, and then he can just hit everything with like really like a lot of damage. Like he just knocked Blastoise's socks off. You got Fire Blast for like the Scizor, you have like Fire Blast for the Tapu Bulu, you have like Ice Punch for the Hydreigon. Like, there's a lot of things that he can do to me, and quite frankly, this is terrifying. So I have a lot of HP in there, so I can probably live a hit or two, and I can live an EQ from the Celesteela. I don't think he'll think that I bring Tapu Bulu here, even though he will definitely prep for it, because if you don't prep for Tapu Bulu, it will like run through your team. So he'll probably prep for it, but if he doesn't bring EQ on Celesteela to, like, you know, take out this Raikou, then I don't know. Because, like, Raikou is one of those things, like, you have, like, it resists steel, so it's like, it's like one of my safer switch-ins to Celesteela, because I can resist steel, I can go and Volt Switch on it, whereas I can't really switch in to Celesteela with my Mega Scizor, because it gets Flamethrower, it gets Fire Blast. I don't want to take those hits. So if need be, I might have to use this as a switch-in to Celesteela. So or I might have to sack something and then bring this in. So we don't know what he's gonna bring, but we have Hidden Power Ground just to hit that Electivire on the switching, because it does bait that in. Also hits the Nidoking. We have Shadow Ball just for kind of neutral coverage. He doesn't really have too many things that are actually weak to it. He does have the Delmise, which can come in on the Raikou because it does resist electric, but that's pretty much all that coverage is for. Then we have Thunderbolt because it does a lot to Celesteela, then Volt Switch for momentum. And I hope that this works out. I mean, if this speed thing, you know, it's a good thing, you know. If he's a good player, so he'll, you know, this should work out. Give me the extra bulk that I like. The extra bulk that I like. So the next Mon that we have is Ashley, our Mesprit. She's a beautiful Mon this week, because she does a fantastic job at checking the Keldeo. So this thing can take two. It's not 2 KO'd by a Specs Hydro Pump from Keldeo. So Keldeo, if you guys can see, like, it runs through my entire team. If it's like Specs, it just clicks Sacred Sword. It runs through like almost everything. So I have this, which it can't be 2 KO'd. And then we have like Zen Headbutt for it. He can miss Hydro Pump. So that's, you know, there's things there. So Zen Headbutt does 2 KO after rocks. I think it's a roll to Oko. Ice Punches for the Goodra. U-turns for momentum. Fire Punch, you know, to hit that Celesteela. And we just have the, you know, 252 and the 44 in special defense with the Assault Vest, just to take those hits just the way that they are. Like, I think it's like it does like 49.7 max a Hydro Pump. So that's pretty much what this is supposed to do. Put on pressure, hit his team for like super effective damage. Maybe if he's not running like speed on Sylveon, maybe I can get a flinch or two. So it's really, that's all that, you know, this is about. So now we have our Piloswine here. Chops the Piloswine. Ice Crash, Earthquake, Ice Shard, Stealth Rock, pretty standard stuff. We have enough attack on this Mon to Oko a Electivire, I think it was. After just before, not even including rocks. So we can Oko it. No rocks needed. Does like 100 min, so that's good. Icicle Crash does, I think, like 70% ish, 76% ish to the Goodra, so that's good. Ice Shard is for priority, you know, that's always nice, you know, get something weakened, like maybe he's like Focus Ash, Blaziken, you know, he sets up an agility on my Earthquake, and then I just click, you know, Ice Shard or something like that, you know, priority is always good. I could run like Roar maybe, you know, if I want to like stop things from like setting up on me, but I think Ice Shard is pretty clutch here. I mean, Ice Shard is clutch because it does I can go Icicle Crash plus Ice Shard to knock out the Goodra. That's what that was for. Duh, remember. And we can take with Thick Fat we can take like fire moves, Hidden Power Fires from like different things like the Sylveon if he wants to go for like Hidden Power Fire. We'll take those hits. We have a lot of Speed F. We can take. I think we could even take a like Flare Blitz from Blaziken. So that's good too. And that's pretty much the team. I mean, I don't know how well this will work. I really expect Blastoise to be putting in the work, the finest of work. I think if I can pull this off, then Hydreigon wins. To be honest, like if I could pull off like the Agility Baton Pass into Hydreigon, then we're looking really good. Especially if, you know, we get up rocks with Piloswine, put on some pressure. You know, maybe knock out his Keldeo with Ashley. We can probably win this one. That's again if my prep is correct. Like he does. I know I am taking a bit of a risk with, you know, the speed creeps, but like I said, Lynx is a good player. He's not a bad player. If he's a bad player, he won't speed creep me. So we'll see, you know. So so that's about it. So if you guys enjoyed this team builder, make sure you hit that like button. Go ahead and check out Lynx. I don't remember if I said at the beginning of the video or not. So make sure you guys go check that out. I will see you guys tomorrow for the battle. Peace.